to the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
The text from last week, you just replace this fucking software, yeet into a black hole.
Dude.
I have happier things that may pull out of the heinous. Okay.
I hope so.
God, I have math gore too. All right.
Math gore?
Yeah. So this has
that sounds even worse.
This is an interesting twist because your son's about ready to join
the club.
A club. A club.
How long before he's a sad dad though?
Right. Man. First night of no sleep. It'll come fast.
That's true.
Right? I'm telling you.
Oh yeah.
Dead on his feet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You're like,
because you sleep when the baby sleeps.
Yeah, I got this Steam Deck, so I can just keep myself. Fuck me, no. Right? Sad dad right there.
For sure.
My dad's pastime when he got towards retirement and then into retirement was umpiring for Little League. I think I've mentioned that a couple times. If not, that's his shtick. And he got into that role when my brother got into Little League and there was a shortage of umpires. And then when my brother no longer was playing baseball, he enjoyed umpiring and he enjoyed working with kids when he was not working on the weekends, he would umpire for Little League baseball.
Yeah.
He has been doing this I'll get to the punchline in years, but does he
ever throw games?
Right. Well, that was the thing. He was really apprehensive, like when his...
No. You give me some money.
Right. Strikes? How many runs do you need?
Right.
Right? You need a base? You need a base?
Sorry. I'm just...
we can work this out. I mean...
I'm not trying to expose him.
How much do you love your wife?
Yeah.
And how much do you love your son?
How much do you want me to love your wife?
You want your son to make the All-Star team? I can get him on base.
Lots.
How deep is your asshole?
No. Sorry.
Yeah.
Meanwhile.
He's been doing it for a long time.
Sure.
Over the years that he's been doing it, usually at the end of the season, there is like an appreciation dinner for the umpires and the kids and how the season's records and all the things went.
Does he get a trophy?
No, he gets pins.
Okay. Well, I mean, a trophy would be cool, though.
Right. No,
he just had a little umpire trophy.
Yeah, he gets little pins, little hat pins.
All right.
The kids get the trophies.
I mean, that's whatever.
You know. And the last couple, where he's reached a couple milestones, they'll give him something or an acknowledgement or like a little shadow box or a thank you or a gift card. And he might take my sister, but he doesn't really tell anyone, or he doesn't know that they're going to give him something. And then where the rest of us, like dads to their kids, show up for awards or their performances, we would have showed up if we would have known that he was going to get something.
Right.
So I think
I'm surprised that he goes to an event like that. Is it like
he usually takes my sister, so he'll participate because
it's not like in the individual team parties. It's some other bigger.
It's the organization as a whole, the
right.
Bear River Little League or minors, kind of thing.
So it's not the round table pizza.
No.
Kids are playing video games and screaming.
No, it's usually like a convention hall type of, like at the Moose Lodge, long tables, couple.
It's a crab feed.
Yes, yeah, pancake breakfast type of shit.
Right.
2 or so years back, he got something there was a Bear River alumni softball, a young lady who actually went to the Olympics and she was part of the team that got the gold medal.
Oh, that's fun.
And she handed my dad some award, and then in post, it made its way to my sister, who was like, "What the fuck? Like, you're a gold medalist, and you." My dad was tickled about it. He wouldn't stop talking about it, as he should.
Right, that's
cool.
He
He earned something. A gold medalist thanked him for doing stuff for Little League, and that would have been cool to have seen my dad receiving something from a gold medalist. But we weren't there, didn't know, and my sister, in a roundabout way, gave the association heads a little bit of shit. If you give us lead time, his kids live in the area, and we would love to support our dad by showing up. So if you could just tell us if you're going to do something for him, please, so we can appreciate him and honor him as he did to us when we were in stuff. So last year, my sister was approached by the president of the Little League, and he said that they were going to do something special this year because it was Bear River Little League's 35th year in operation, and my dad has been an umpire for 35 years.
Oh.
From the get-go, he was there. So he floated that, didn't say what was going to happen, but just that they were going to do something really special because it was Bear River's 35th year.
Is he the only umpire that's been doing it that long?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yes. He's not the most senior umpire as far as
How
rank.
is that even possible?
But has, as far as Bear River Little League, he's the one that has been doing it the longest with the longest tenure.
They're like, sorry, man, you're on the third base line.
Right, yeah. Hey, I mean, you are the oldest, but not the oldest kind of a thing.
You're not at home plate. You're not behind first. You're down the third base line.
Just out there. Just keep walking down the line a little bit.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, right about there.
Yeah, you're not hanging out behind second.
So it got to probably about a month or so ago, and my sister hadn't heard anything. And usually this honorary thing is like an opening day, kind of like for Major League Baseball. There's all kinds of extra stuff that happens on opening day.
Mm-hmm.
It's spring. Baseball season is kicking off, if not just started kicking off for Little Leagues. She hadn't heard anything, so she reached out cold to the guy, was like, "Hey, just checking in here. I thought something might be happening. If not, just let me know. But if it is that still on? When is it? What's the time? What the plans?" And he didn't have her contact or lost it, whatever the excuse was, didn't matter. But he was genuine and said, "Yes, and we didn't know how to reach out to you specifically without making your dad aware of what we were going to do. We're giving him a commemorative shadow box of his jersey.
Oh,
with special flair on it to commemorate that he's been doing it for 35 years.
So I have to buy a new jersey.
Right. And it was the funny thing was I was like, did they buy a full-size jersey and then just put his number and stuff on it?
They gave him a Little League jersey.
But it looks like a mini fucking jersey.
Okay.
And I'm like, so it's not really his jersey or a jersey for a man. It's like a replica jersey with stuff. It's what it looks like. A pen, and they will be building a new snack shack at the Bear River Little League field, which is adjacent to Bear River High School. And in it, they're going to dedicate it to him. They will put his name on it.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Very cool. And my sister says she's hearing this and she starts losing her shit because
that's
right.
That's pretty cool.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
So they didn't have to do it. They needed the new snack shack, and they're like, this is perfect. He's been here the longest. Everybody knows him. Everybody knows him. Everybody in Little League Baseball knows my dad in that space. So she then says, well, I have contacts through her work with the 49ers Charity Foundation. She was going to reach out to the San Francisco Giants and see if they could donate any extra swag stuff in honor of a person helping to encourage baseball at the Little League level for someone that's been doing it 35. They kicked down like a whole bunch of stuff, like 4 box seat tickets.
Oh shit!
Like a media manual for the 2026, 2027 or season or whatever. She then reached out to some other contacts. I don't know the name of the general. I don't follow baseball, but he was a young man that played baseball out of Rockland, and the Giants it was a pitcher. The Giants drafted him straight out of high school.
Okay.
And my dad called games for this kid, so he knows this kid from our area that went to play for the major leagues. She got an autographed baseball from this gentleman.
Yeah.
To Jim. God, I wish I could remember his name. Anyway, a commemorative baseball. And then, of course, my sister was then going to read a speech, and then they would, and none of which my dad knows. She started telling the Southern California family, and my aunt and uncle, on my aunt on my dad's side and what would be his brother-in-law, drove up, and the rest us kids carved out Saturday. My brother, his 2 kids, his wife, my sister, her husband, her son, who's in the state currently, so my nephew, and then his girlfriend, and Xander, who's obviously here, Venus and I. And none of us told him that we were going to be there.
So you all just showed up.
So
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
it Logan Webb?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. You see the Googles.
What are you talking about?
You didn't even have to chat GPT it. Yeah, Logan Webb.
Okay.
He did, of course, as per usual, he asked my sister to go with him because it was originally going to be its opening day. So they do a free pancake breakfast, and then we're going to do a 35th year commemorative thing, and then they introduce all the teams, and then everyone eats pancakes, stuffs their face, and they sometimes they have a game, but otherwise they wouldn't, and then the thing's over.
Is it called Where Can We Put This Baseball?
Yeah. How many places can you...
We're going to play a game right now.
Right? Spin the baseball. Oh, it's round. There is no point. It's going.
Anyway.
So he asked my sister, per usual,
Yeah.
when it comes to my dad's baseball stuff, I am his IT administration support team.
Sure, yeah.
When it comes to scheduling his games, the application used...
Making sure he has service.
Right. He has service
on his phone.
The app on his phone, Zoom to join the umpire meetings. All of that shit has to work. But when it's social, he's a single man, single dad. He'll take my sister, and they'll go to the functions.
Yeah.
Socially, my sister is always involved. And that's just the way he likes it. So he doesn't tell me about these things. So it was already funny.
Because you didn't need to know.
Because...
Why would you need to know?
I didn't have to.
He wasn't going to take you.
Right. He wasn't going to mention it to me.
Right.
And so I didn't really have to hide it. I just had to not say shit.
Right.
Which was...
Just pretend you didn't know anything.
Just pretend. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
So my aunt and uncle, they come up on... the commemoration was on Saturday. My aunt and uncle come up on Thursday, and immediately they're like, "Where's Jim?"
Oh, yeah.
And my sister is trying to keep this
under wraps,
like totally under wraps.
Yeah.
But they're like, well, I just, my aunt wants to see her brother.
There's a surprise.
Old people want to talk together with each other, apparently. Yeah. And so my dad drives down. Thursday evening, he drives down, and they're just hanging out at my sister's, who's hosting this entire time, hosting my aunt and uncle. Everyone's chilling over my aunt's house. And they pass it off as, well, they've got Kaiser doctor's appointments all next week and the week after, and some of the prescriptions they're going to get may do some stuff, so they're probably not going to be really traveling. And my dad's birthday is at the tail end-ish of the month, so they thought they'd come up and surprise him for his birthday and just shoot the shit and whatever. And my aunt, who does a lot of like knitting and quilting, also tossed in a fabric shortage down Lancaster, Palmdale.
What the heck?
And my dad, hook, line, and sinker, like, oh, yeah, okay, I believe, it didn't question.
Okay.
A fabric shortage in Southern California meant she had to come up here to get fabric.
Where at?
Yeah.
The Hobby Lobby.
Yeah. The Michaels, which now has a Joanne's Cubby. He didn't fucking...
no idea.
Didn't question
Didn't phase him.
My brother stops by Thursday night. He shoots his shit for a bit. So Friday comes by, and it's like, well, I can't not show up somewhere with them there, because otherwise my dad would think, like, why don't you stop on by? It's just over here in Rockland, and your aunt's here.
Yeah.
So Venus and I head over there, and we're just, it's just a social gathering. If you recall...
Just pretending.
Right. So it's Friday. It's cats and dogs.
Oh, that's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Thursday, tail end, Friday.
Was that Friday that was the crazy-ass light show?
Thursday evening. Lightning.
Was that Thursday? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it was all shit Friday.
Yeah.
Because I was driving with Xander, and you could see Granite Bay, Folsom just lighting up fucking... It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous. It was crazy. So Friday, cats and dogs. It's raining. It's getting towards the end of the evening.
Mm-hmm.
It's raining. The forecast for Saturday is rain.
Yeah.
My sister was told in no certain terms, it's rain or shine at the event.
Yeah.
They may cancel the pancake thing, but rain or shine, they're doing this thing. Like they told all of the teams to bring your pop-ups, and we're doing the thing.
Yeah.
So it gets close to the end of the evening.
Yeah.
And Venus and I are like, well, we've got to go. We've got to go. We've had dinner and we shot the shit. We'll see you guys, later on in the weekend. Oh, okay. And I'm looking at my dad, and it's somewhere about 10. I know my dad's got to drive back up the hill. So I know it's time for him to pull the plug. And as people start getting up and start wandering out of the house, I see he wanders into the kitchen. My sister kind of has like a same kind of floor plan as us, where like the dining room and the kitchen is like a larger social area leading into the living room. So conversation just mingles. There's no real walls, but I can see as he wandered behind me, he's like chatting with my sister.
On the down low?
Yeah, he's just kind of, they're having something, but I kind of look back, and my sister's eyes are starting to get like huge ass silver dollars.
Oh.
And I'm like looking at her, and there's like a sibling thing where I'm like, okay, something's sideways. Something's not going, something's off. And so he kind of like wanders a little, takes a couple steps out, and he's kind of leaning towards the hallway as like conversations are tying up, and he gets roped into one. And my sister mouths to me, he doesn't want to go tomorrow. He thinks they'll just cancel it. He wants to come down here and hang out. And she is in like
panic
white
mode.
sheet panic mode.
Yeah.
And then my aunt says something like, well, what are you doing tomorrow? And he says, you know what? they'll cancel it. It's not that important. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. I'll just tell me when you guys get up, and I'll come down here, and we'll go to breakfast or something.
Yeah.
And my aunt's like, oh, okay. And Venus is looking at me, and I'm like, and I look at my sister, and my sister has this.
What do I do?
I don't know what the fuck to do. And my dad was told from the president that they were going to give him a pin that was special to him, but he was going to get a pin.
Yeah.
So he knew he was going to get this thing, but not that it was exceptionally special in any way.
Yeah.
So my sister is in locked panic mode. She doesn't know how to deliver it. And she looks at me.
She can't tell him that she's talked to anybody.
She can't say anything.
Yeah.
Because no one else in the room should know. And my dad is kind of like starting to like shoulder out towards the front door. And I said, Dad, you need to go tomorrow. And he went, No. It's okay. I'll get the pin. I'll get it later. It's no big deal. It's they're probably going to cancel it. It's rain. And I went, Dad, they want to give you the pin. They want to give you the pin. And he went, No, it's okay. It's okay. I want to come down. And I said, Dad, the pin is special. They need to give you the pin. And he went, Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I'll go then. And I went, Good. And
then, he's thinking like, how the fuck do you know?
And
right?
That's where the conversation stopped.
Yeah.
But
he's thinking
between me and absolutely.
He's like, what the fuck? How do you know this?
And I was prepped. I had my next line ready, which I'll get to here in a second because it's hilarious. The conversation stopped, and then we went, we'll see you tomorrow. I didn't say that. I'm like, go to the thing. Just get your pin. It's really important to you,
and then come down the hill.
Important to them, and then come down the hill. We'll do a potluck right here. We'll be done in our morning stuff, or we'll be awake. Who knows? We're probably sleeping in because it's late as fuck and we're old. And then everyone has a joke about that. And my sister's blood starts coming back into her face. And I'm like, we'll do a potluck. We'll do just a late breakfast, a brunch thing here. Just get your pin, come down the hill, tell us when you're here.
It's important to them.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we leave, and my dad leaves, and then we get a thing, like we had my sister confirm that they were doing it rain or shine.
Yeah.
And she did. They're rain or shine.
Yeah.
So we all go up there. My sister was planned, obviously. My sister, Randy, her husband, my aunt, and my uncle all went up in the same car and met my dad because that was planned. Now, the funny thing was, too, my dad was having this conversation about getting this pin, and not once did he say to anyone else, well, you should come up. It'll be, right?
Right.
To his own sister.
Right.
He didn't invite anyone. He just presumed, well, it's a small thing. It's no big deal. And there was no details. Nothing was mentioned.
I kind of think it's interesting because does he think it's not important to anybody else?
It might be.
Is he just like, no one gives a shit?
No. It was that he just didn't see the significance or want it to be a big thing.
Yeah.
I don't have any doubts that he knows that we all love him and appreciate him. It was probably more of a... it's not a big deal, and I don't want to put anyone out of their way to make him come up the hill, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
That's where I perceive his mindset is. It's just a small thing. It's not a big deal. So they show up. He was excited to see my aunt and uncle because he didn't implicitly say they would come up, but it was probably presumed that they would. So when my brother, my sister-in-law, the two twins, Xander, Venus, and I show up. They're already out on this field. It was raining. Everyone was in pop-ups. Kids didn't fucking care. they're all running around on this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, goddamn! The baseball field, the little league field, is the fake turf.
Oh,
So it wasn't even sloppy.
That wasn't even a mess.
Well, the kids are running around in the rain,
Yeah.
as you would when you're young and stupid.
Yeah.
And the pop-ups, teams are in pop-ups, goofing off, doing the screenager bullshit. And there's a tent right in the middle at the pitcher's mound with my dad, a couple of the association people, and my sister, and my aunt, and my uncle, and my sister's husband, Randy. And the rest of the family, who shouldn't know that it's a thing, walk up, and my dad, like,
What the heck?
wait, and then saw Xander, and then saw my brother and his kids, and went,
The fuck?
yeah, what? Well, hey, my sister gave, he got his presentation. It was very moving. My dad is a very humble man.
Yeah.
There were moments, for sure.
Yeah.
He's a very simple man. He's a very compassionate and empathetic man. For them to honor him in this way, it was very special. He will cherish it for fucking ever.
That's cool.
It was very nice.
Nice.
They didn't have to do it. It was
Deserved it. Yeah.
At the end, when they were winding stuff down, multiple teams, coaches, and little leaguers. So we're talking between 8 and 13. Not everyone, but a number of coaches who recognized him. My dad has coached 3 generations of kids in the Bear River, Auburn, Combi area. So
Yeah.
a son, his son, and their sons are now starting to play Little League at the lower ages. So there are parents of parents who now know my dad,
Right.
came over, shook his hand, and then the kids shook his hand. Man, if you want to see a grandpa just absolutely melt, that's how you do it.
That's really cool.
So we get back. Here's the funny part. We get back to my sister's house. We're all just shooting the shit. And my brother's wife is talking with my dad about the conversation on Friday night about how he
Decided he wasn't going to go.
Wasn't going to go.
Yeah.
Because my brother and my sister-in-law weren't there. So he's like having the conversation. He's like, and it wasn't going to be a big deal. But, Jay was like, you need to go. You need to go. And my sister pipes up, and I don't know when this conversation had, from across the room, she goes, yeah, but tell her why you knew you had to go. And he's like, and my sister says, he knew that he had to go when he said, my voice changed.
Oh, that was the significance.
Right. And I looked at my sister and I looked at my dad and I said, did my dad voice tell you that you needed to get your shit together? And he went, well, I guess that's what it was.
That's funny.
And I went, and then there's a big moment and we're all kind of giggling about it. And I said, I out dad voiced my own dad. And he understood.
Yeah.
Something needed to happen.
It was important.
It was important.
Yeah.
And we had a very interesting conversation, like, about the dynamics between sons and dads. As you mature and you get into the upper tiers of age and respect and, like, how you interact with each other. My dad was telling a story about how him and my grandpa, who's passed, at a certain age would get to a thing, like a level of enforcement, and then my dad would challenge it, and then my grandpa would next level, and then my dad would try to match it, and then my grandpa would be like, no, or this is where the bear shits in the woods, you're done, kind of a thing. And then everything equalizes out.
Yeah.
But he's like, that's kind of how it would go. he's like, you get to the thing, and obviously, eventually, there's an equilibrium or a passing, depending on the state of
The older generation usually wins that out, especially in those
right, especially
in
with
those times.
that
generation.
Right. Like, no. I am the patriarch here.
Yeah.
And I am telling
what
you.
I say goes.
Right. And if you're this far into this many episodes of the stuff, I have a very healthy, very comfortable relationship with my dad. So while I have never specifically, I've corrected my dad, but we have never been in a place where
you had to have authority over him.
Right. Yeah. Right. Oh,
Yeah.
I took his phone away, and I took his Nokia flip phone, and I gave him a fucking BlackBerry, and told him, you need to learn this.
Yeah.
And he just, yeah, and then he figures it out. That's not the same as what this was.
Right.
And he's like, I was about ready to just be like, no, I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna hang out with my family. And I went, and I'll tell you exactly how that conversation would have went, Dad. And he's like, oh yeah. And I said, you would have said that, and I would have said, have you told me anything about what's supposed to happen tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
And you would have said, no. And I would have said, well, then how is it possible that I know you're getting a pin and you need to go? And you would have went, And I said, at that moment, if your hamster hadn't gotten on the wheel, I'd have said, that means someone reached out to me around you and said, make sure that guy gets to that location.
Yeah.
And that's why you need to go. And you would have went, oh. But we didn't have to get that far because my dad voice beat your dad voice.
Well, there would have been an alternative solution, which would have been you all show up at his house.
Right. Well, there was that contingency.
Yeah.
There was.
You all go up. He doesn't have the opportunity to come down. You show up at his house and say, we're going.
There was a contingency.
Yeah.
There was a room for
B.
error plan B
Yeah.
that was if we had actually all gotten there
Yeah.
and he decided it was I'm just going to sleep in and then I'll mosey down the hill, but his location would have been at the house. I can tell you exactly how fast I can get to the house from Bear River High School.
Uh-huh.
And I'll be back in 22 minutes.
Yeah.
And I would have booked it in the Miata,
Mm-hmm.
picked up my dad, put a fucking blindfold on him and told him to shut the fuck up, and got him back to the Bear River High School in record time.
Yeah.
So there was a contingency. There was a contingency where that may have been a thing.
Yeah.
But it didn't need to. It was
didn't get there.
It was absolutely
Worked out the way it was supposed to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it was. I told Venus, I think on Sunday. I'm like, man.
My eyes are watering.
It was funny because my dad had openly said he remembered, getting into those kind of things with his own dad, and it was usually like this Trump. But then in order to maintain,
kind of a unique situation.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, did he ever have a situation where he had to force his dad to go to an awards ceremony?
Right.
I mean,
right.
That's kind of
it does remind me of, I do wonder, because we've spoken about this, like the driving, when you get to a certain, and you're like, the people around you and those that care for you are concerned about your safety, and you want to suggest with the most amount of emphasis and safety, you need to stop. I need your keys. You can't keep doing this. You're putting yourself in danger. And the person says, "Nah.
Oh, hell no.
No.
Yeah.
That's my independence. I'm fine."
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Right?
Yep.
I know he had those battles with my grandpa, and it wasn't until he reached my grandpa reached some of those points where he then realized, oh, I can't. But I wonder if part of the length of time that went past when it was supposed to, when the rest of my aunts and uncles and dad thought it was safe, that the power dynamic never got to the point where my dad could be like, Dad, I'm taking your keys because
Right.
it's not safe. And then my grandpa would go, cold dead hands you
The
are.
hell you are.
And then it wouldn't. And
Yeah.
so they had to wait for attrition for a moment where he self-realized.
I think there's there's a difference in the generations, for sure. It seems like our grandparents' generations were very hardliner.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
you're not going to tell me I'm the fucking
Right.
I'm your grandfather, or I'm
Yeah,
your
yeah.
father, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Versus our generation, which is more willing to like look at ourselves and make decisions based on some
Right.
data.
Mhm.
You know, I feel that. That's good. That's fun.
So my aunt and uncle, we did another like potluck thing, hangout on Saturday.
Nice.
I saw them again briefly on Sunday, and then they left on Monday morning. Lots of old stories, you know. Most of the family with a lot of stories that aren't being told because families just kind of don't get together when they're this far separated anymore.
Yeah.
Listening to stories about when we were younger and getting stories about my rest of my aunts and uncles and old times and
The older generation.
histories about things and stuff. It was good stuff.
That's fun. Yeah.
You got anything?
Huh?
You got anything?
Yeah. You know, I came in tonight very frustrated.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it. I've been looking at replacing the Cadillac. Have found a car that I'm interested in, even, but it's in Fremont.
Yeah.
At which case it would be a weekend thing to go look at it. But also, after talking to my wife tonight, Nicole is pregnant AF.
Like all the pregnant.
She is ready to go.
Yeah.
And so it's like, my wife's like, I don't know if we can go. This conversation just happened like an hour and a half ago.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can go and be that far away, because if something happens and she goes into labor or water breaks, we need to be nearby. And I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
And it has been a situation for me where I wasn't driving my car because of the exhaust issue that I fixed. And we went to dinner. I came home, picked up my stuff to come here, drove here. I pull up out front of your house, and as I'm getting ready to turn it off, I look at the dash and the check engine light's on. And it's like, my fucking God. It's frustrating because it's never been more than a handful of weeks in a row where that car has been good to go. It seems like. It's very, very, very frustrating. I don't even know what the fucking code is. I don't know. It's like I just got pissed. I took a picture of it. I sent it to my wife, and I didn't get the code reader out to read it because at this point I'm just like,
When was that? When was the good drive to Gray Eagle that we did with your son and Argonaut and Mike on the bikes? Do you remember?
Yeah, that was
2018.
somewhere in there, probably.
It was fine there.
No, it was after COVID.
Was it after COVID?
Yeah,
2021?
I think so. Because I remember being at the place we stopped for lunch and having masks and stuff.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
So it was post-COVID.
Post-COVID.
But so it
Like,
would have been.
was it okay there? Were you chasing anything yet?
No, not at that point.
I mean, okay.
And I bought it in 19.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and it's been driven. It's not I drove it to LA. I drove it to fucking Seattle and back.
Yeah.
So at some point it developed a misfire, and that's where it was in the shop for like 9 months at one point.
Right.
and had a shit ton of stuff replaced on it. It's just, really frustrating. It's just like, God damn it, dude. Like, literally, we're just talking about, like,
we're so close.
I should have just driven it to fucking CarMax and sold it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's that kind of thing. Or I should have Carvanaed it and just had them come pick it up.
Yeah. Let's sigh. I went
It's very frustrating.
on a deep dive last week on the 400 volt to 800 volt thing.
Yeah. See, it's compelling.
Here I have probably a hot take, and that is that 800 volts is not worth anybody's time.
Really?
And not in the domestic United States. And I'm probably going to get potentially a call from Dave.
Now, why is that?
Oh, are you ready for guts and gore?
I am because this is something that I've labored over. First of all, we're gonna go here because this is the Hyundai 800 volt
Ioniq 5,
Ioniq 6.
Yes.
The Genesis G60 or whatever it is.
And there's a couple Kias.
And there's a couple Kias that have the same architecture.
Right.
And they all use an 800 volt system. And the reason why they do this is to achieve their fast charging goals.
Yes.
And that only happens if you have the right charger.
Yes.
Which are few and far between.
Right.
So you're probably not ever going to get it unless you're specifically looking for those and know where to find them.
Right.
Yeah.
So the other manufacturers that do have it or are tinkering with it,
I think Porsche,
Audi, but it's their performance ones.
Yep.
So you're not getting those. I'm not getting those. So those are out. Lucid.
Okay.
Lucid does 900 volts.
Oh, interesting.
Right. Obviously the Cybertruck.
Yes.
Everybody else.
All the other Teslas do not. They're 400 volt cars.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's a 20% cost outflow for all the materials to make 800 volts happen over a 400 volt car. The materials are more expensive. The electronics are more expensive. The coating for it is more expensive. Everything about the move from 400 to 800
is twice.
It's grotesquely more complex.
Right.
Which is not to say that it won't get there. Most of some of the GM stuff is looking, especially the trucks, are looking at or have committed in some way.
I think that's to
800.
The idea is that they're all going to end up moving there.
Most are not committing to it. They're in wait and see mode.
I think part of that's because of our political
certainly right.
Climate.
Even European, it's iffy as far as like committing to 800 because the complexity and the expense isn't necessarily worth, because adoption hasn't, right? When we start seeing charger congestion and charge times become problematic, being at 20, 30, 40 minutes long, that's when there's going to be a scale tip between 400, 800.
I mean, that's where we're at. That's where because most cars are 400 volt, their charging times are between 30 and 45 minutes, depending.
Sure. But that's if you're sitting somewhere, right?
If you're going from 10 to 80%.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're going that distance.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, certainly there is a scenario where that's happening.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Certainly.
If you are road tripping,
right,
you're doing that.
So I was like, well, let's run some theorycraft stuff. I'll give you a Ioniq 5, a Rivian R1S, because the R2 isn't out yet, and Rivian is not
they're
even
400 volts, aren't they?
Right, they're 400, and they're not committing even the R2 at 800 or even the R3, they are like pretty much like GM and most other manufacturers, even Ford. Like that, it's a great idea, and we're expected to get there, and things are in plans, but no one is saying this date.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So, Ioniq 5, the Rivian R1S, a 2026 Ford Mach-E,
mm-hmm.
and a Tesla Model 3.
Mm-hmm.
For this baseline, like let's just pretend we're at the same range distance of 320 miles. It's like, well, I know the batteries come in different ranges, but I'm going to say...
It's batteries and whether or not they're all-wheel drive.
Right.
Yeah.
So, 320 miles, I'm just going to pretend each one of those candidates has the same battery. Let's plan a road trip to Disneyland.
Uh-huh.
Right? It's 429 miles. You have a 320-mile range battery. The average drive time.
You're going to charge at least once.
You have right.
At least once.
You have
because
to.
The reason why I'm saying that is because in a drive from here to there, you've got the Grapevine.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Okay,
I got you.
All right.
Right. This does not include that yet.
Okay.
Okay. So drive from 100% to 10%. You're probably going to need to charge from 10 and somewhere in there. You're going to need a charge at some point because it's 320-mile battery and it's 429 miles. Okay. The Ioniq 5, it will need to charge somewhere between, at 10%, it'll need to get up to 65 to 70% in order to make the rest of the range.
Now, does it make any difference to you if you can find the right charger that you can do that in like 18 minutes?
Here's where I'm looking at this from this perspective is that you and I know that route. And I know every time I've been to Kettleman City or making that route, I stop in Kettleman City.
Sure.
I have never seen full silos 100%. If you have...
there are two large banks of Tesla chargers there.
I have never personally seen every single one of those silos full.
No, not even a
so
quarter.
I am not banking in at this in 2026 a situation where I'm going to have to also stage to then get on a charger.
Okay, but even with that, if you don't have the right Tesla supercharger,
right,
the V4, then you're not getting the 800-volt charge anyway.
I'm giving the benefit of like the Ioniq 5 getting all the juice from the proper squiz.
Okay.
So the Ioniq 5 is going to need to charge for 18 minutes.
Sure.
The Rivian will need to charge up to 60%, and it will take about 32 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The Mach-E will need to charge to about 70%, and it'll take about 38 minutes. The Tesla will need to charge for about 20 to 22 minutes. The drive time with the charge times baked in from Roseville to Disneyland, the Ioniq 5 is going to take 7 hours and 8 minutes.
I hope they steal my car.
Big motor. The R1S, 7 hours, 22 minutes. The Mach-E, 7 hours, 28 minutes. The Tesla, 7 hours, 11 minutes. Effectively, they're
roughly the same.
They're within 20 minutes or so of each other.
Right.
Regardless of super fast, awesome, or not. So, what about from here to San Luis Obispo? And it hasn't been mentioned yet, but I did that on Thursday.
In one day. There and back.
There and back. It's 232 miles. None of those would require a charge to make the distance because you have a 320-mile range.
Maybe.
But you could goose it at Kettleman City.
I would think that you probably would want to.
I would, because having driven that, I'm generally stopping there for...
Well, you got hilly things and stuff. So
food, stretch legs.
Pee.
We're old men, right?
Yeah.
You're drinking something or you want a snack, you need some num-nums, or you just want to stretch your legs. The Tesla would charge for 3 minutes. The Hyundai, this is a top and go because you're going to be stopping, but not stopping to charge per se. The Ioniq, 4 minutes. Mach-E 6 minutes, Rivian 7 minutes. But everyone's going to make it within less than 10 minutes of each other doing that. Okay.
There is a Tesla charger also at the what's the name of that hotel that's off of the 101? I can't think of. Oh shit! I can't think of.
Big Fancy.
No, it's like up on a hill next to the highway.
You mentioned it. Yeah.
There's a Tesla charging setup there.
Okay, so then I said, give me this route, but plan for the elevation changes. So you're going to get regenerative braking on the downslopes, but you're going to get the extra battery drain on the upslopes, like the Grapevine. The charge stop for the Tesla, almost 13 minutes. The charge time for the Ioniq, almost 15 minutes. The charge time for the Mach-E, 22, Rivian, 28. Everyone is then still getting there within roughly the same amount of time.
Yeah.
Within 15 to 17 minutes.
I think what it is the idea behind it is that it's more like a gas top off when you have a quicker charge than it is if you feel like you have to sit there for 38 minutes or 40 minutes.
Yeah.
That sounds like a long time.
Right. And I think almost some people, perhaps for the 800 volt thing, that seems like, oh, well, yeah, that makes sense because I'm just so used to just boop, boop, boop. But for the average American road trip vacation is between 300 and 600 miles.
Sure.
Right? Everything else under that, it's a top and go that would be no different than a top and go gas, or I had to stop here anyway because I'm a human and I needed convenience.
Well,
and that goosing is the same.
So I just mentioned a minute ago, the Cadillac was driven, for instance, to Seattle.
Yes.
And back.
Yes.
We did on the way home, for instance, in that trip, we ran down the coast.
Yep.
And I would typically fill up every day, right? So just like an electric car, you would plug it in and charge. I would typically fill it up every day. The reasoning behind that was I had ample mileage available to me to go as far as we needed to go for the day.
Yeah.
Then the next day we would hit the gas station and I would fill up again and then start the rest of the journeys because we were making we weren't typically doing a ton of miles down the coast because we would do little things here and there. But the difference also being that you had in the car like the Cadillac, 350 to 400 miles of range.
Right.
And gas stations are everywhere.
Right.
Versus an electric car where you might be trying to figure out where your next charging is going to come from and how fast that charger is could take a bunch of time, right? Sure. If all you can run across is a level 2 charger, well, now you're sitting there for a long time.
Sure.
And it's a different way of thinking. I understand it because in an electric car, typically when you're road tripping, you just need enough charge to get to the next charging thing.
Right.
Which has now become a big part of your time and planning because it's not just as quick and easy to stop off at a gas station. I got to make sure I got enough range to get to that charger and hopefully it's working.
Sure.
And there's definitely considerations.
And they're getting around most of the manufacturers like Rivian specifically. And who else? Most of them are doing it this way. How they're approaching the battery charge curve. between 10% and 60% or whatever, they're doing, you're getting almost the same juice that you would from the other guy. It is what happens if you need more than 60% to 80%, where the Ioniq 5, because it's 800 volts, you get almost...
Your charge curve is pretty straight.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty linear.
Yeah.
Tesla's, because they're doing all kinds of preconditioning stuff, and they're taking advantage of the intra-network. There's no delays in you knowing that this is going to work.
Yeah.
Pre-reservation shit. And their charge curve is super aggressive as well. You're going to be in and out like, almost close to the same.
They also have a charge curve that's a little bit different than the Hyundai in that you get the full speed quick up front.
Yeah.
Depending on where your battery's at already.
Right.
You get the fast speed, and then that starts to taper out. And that's most electric cars are doing that. I know the Mach-E, its charge curve is kind of terrible.
Right. Yeah.
Even though, honestly, that's the car. If I get one, it's probably going to be a Mach-E.
Yeah.
I know this. I'm going into it knowing that.
Yeah.
But they don't typically hit very high speed initially, and then it tapers out and slows down over the course of the charge. Yeah. And I know this going into it.
Yeah. I think most manufacturers are looking at a way to pull out some of the mentality that gasoline top off, like, I only want to be here for quick. I don't and they're trying to twist a mindset that if I can convince you that you don't need 100% battery because it's not a gas tank, but if you can get from here to Disneyland, and you spend not 30 minutes trying to get, or 40 minutes to get 80% of your battery, but you spend 20 and you go get a snack, you could get just as far and get another potty break, or you can make it all the way where there's a charger at that end.
That is how the Tesla charging, or your route planning system in the Tesla, that's how it works.
Right.
You tell it, this is where I'm headed, and it tells you your next stop is going to be here to charge, but you only need 38% to get there.
Yeah.
So you need to charge to 40 or whatever it is.
And then you could go.
And then you just charge to 40 and go.
I do wonder, because, I made that trip in younger days mostly to get to Lancaster, Palmdale.
Yeah.
Fiero, era days. I could make that sprint and I just want to get here as fast as possible. And maybe I stop at Kettleman City. But, it was I'm just I'm jumping and gassing. At this point in my driving career, I'm not really getting anywhere at that distance where it's a time crunch. I'm not going to hang out for an hour, but when I'm going down south for that far, as a dad, as a casual driver that's not trying to break speed time records, I usually stop for 30 to 40 minutes at In-N-Out to stretch my legs, to just take a fucking break, to let someone else
But
pee.
Also, I want to make good time.
But I do, I'm not, Thursday was, I'm trying to get there and back before it's dark because, I don't want to spend all day doing this. But I still had time to casually stop at Kettleman City, fill up the gas tank, go to the bathroom. It wasn't 20 minutes. It wasn't 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But I'm not Cannonball Run type of shit.
Yeah.
And I went down, met Piper. I ate a Subway sandwich. I had a 16-ounce soda, a bag of chips, and then I was back in the car and driving back. And then on my way back, I stopped at Kettleman City. I filled back up the tank so I could just make another straight shot. 4.5, 5 hour mark is pretty much like, yeah, my body needs to.
I need to stop.
I need to get out and stretch anyway.
Oh, I totally understand.
If we were in a position where I'm retired and I want an EV because I'm going to start road tripping the United States, I'm going to see every state, and I do have I can't be doing this all summer. I don't want to get into winter, but I want to hit every state. Charge times and 800 volts might be something where I have to have because I'm trying to make good time on a planned thing. But at this point, the manufacturers don't really care about it outside the South Koreans.
I mean, that we know, really.
Right. I think they're like
I think it's the evolution, right? I mean, we've seen charging standards get faster and faster.
Sure.
And look at what they're doing in China. Right.
But we're not going to get that. And certainly not. But like if you were to go out, if you were in new car market and you're like, man, well, there's no way.
The thing of it is the 800 volt system, if you're going to buy a car and not lease it, if you're going to buy a car, it kind of future proofs the car a little bit, right?
It does.
Because you're going to there's going to be more 800 volt capable chargers available. It's going to happen. It's not going to happen. Tesla's already started. They've already stopped production on the V3 Tesla supercharger and will only do the V4, which is what is capable at charging the Cybertruck at 800 volts.
Yeah.
So that is already taking place from a Tesla standpoint. So if you're talking about charging infrastructure, they have one of the biggest, right? So that's happening.
What is the footprint of the V4s compared to the rest of the supercharger network?
As far as like what's installed right now?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know, but they're already being installed.
I don't see, my hot take is I don't see 800 volts being a thing for
a while.
For 5 years.
It's possible.
None of these manufacturers are going to make, certainly Tesla is going to implement more V4s. But car manufacturers are not going to be I'll call a spade. Car manufacturers, domestic U.S., are not going to be looking at this administration and seeing that they need to do a green light on spending more money on converting from 400 to 800 volts.
We have just over 2.5 years left of this bullshit.
Right.
And whatever happens in the future is probably going to be, I assume, I would hope, that people have had enough, that we would get a more progressive president in office who would bring back, and who would turn around all this bullshit, solar, wind, we don't care about that, it's not real, and blah, blah, blah. That will end up getting turned around, right? So I'm not too worried about it. However, I'm going to say this. All of it's a non-starter because the Ioniq 5 in general has a problematic ICCU.
Right. Yes.
That car is a fabulous little car. I love the Ioniq 5. I hate Hyundai as a company, but that Ioniq 5 is very desirable for me. It's almost if you're not buying the Ioniq 5N, which is the enthusiast version, it's the next best thing, and it's an electric thing, so it's already quick anyway. And it just has like a hot hatch look, even though it's way bigger than a hot hatch.
It's like a hot hatch CRV.
Yeah, and the way it drives, the interior was a nice place to be. I don't know if you've ever sat in one.
Nope.
Very cool. Very well done. Well done, Hyundai. Get your shit together, though.
Right. I do wonder, if the 800 volts thing is
playing a role in that. For sure.
Right.
I don't doubt that it is.
Do they have 400 volt models?
No.
It's all 800.
Yeah.
And here
that architecture.
Here's what was weird to me is that Lucid's there, obviously, and that's fine. But when I looked at, why wouldn't a company like Rivian, who is not one of the big guys, who has an opportunity to be like, I'm going to the R2 is a new platform for them. The R1S and the R1T, are existing 400 volts. Why wouldn't they, when designing the R2 as a net new platform, go 800 volts? And for them as a company, it was wait and see, the material cost, the complexity. We have a bunch of quant
manufacturing of scale,
right?
Sure.
Quants and software engineers that can make our battery charge curve bridge a gap until it becomes a problem for the amount of adoption of the domestic U.S. people doing EVs.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of
Right.
answers in there, and one of them is battery chemistry.
Right.
There's all these little things, and
Right.
then the software has to be tailored to that battery chemistry and how quick that charges
there's
or not.
It is in some of those, like you can I standardized it at 320. There are battery pack long distance modules that get some of those at 352, high 300s. So it is currently, with the EV adoption rate, fast charging chargers available, 400 to 800 adoption, it is easier, a simpler, and cost saving, with more cost savings to throw more battery. Well, what if I gave you, right?
There's 5 more kilowatts.
Yeah, it's not going to charge as fast, but if you didn't need to charge because I gave you 60 more miles, well then I'd saved you the 40 minutes because you got to your endpoint destination, and overnight you topped the bitch off instead of needing to stop at Kittleman City.
I mean, regardless, for me, I'm looking, the thing that I want is...
I would have told you to get a Mach-E.
The thing that I want is whatever their biggest battery offered is. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
And then I would like it to be all-wheel drive. I don't want a two-wheel drive.
There
thing.
was that too.
But you lose efficiency there, so you lose some mileage.
You're just
I'm there. I've done all the research. I get it. I understand. I'm asking for the bigger battery, but then losing mileage for the all-wheel drive. I understand that.
Yeah.
It's not lost on.
So what is the biggest range all-wheel drive Mach-E?
I think it's a 91 kilowatt hour battery pack, I believe. 91 kilowatt hour.
Is that the GTs or is it just like the touring?
I think it depends. So when you see it says Mach-E and it has an X on it, that's the extended battery.
Oh, okay.
So I don't remember what the figures are. I'm not even really worried about the numbers.
Yeah.
As far as how many miles it gets, it's like it is what it is. But for me, the reason why I decided to even look at the Mach-E is because there aren't a lot of compelling EVs out there other than the Mach-E. There's some compelling things, but when you really start digging into them, they become not as exciting. Volkswagen has the ID4.
Right.
And those are cool. You can get those for fairly cheap.
They yanked the bus. The bus is going to skip a year.
Well, they have issues.
Yeah.
They have Chandler had one at one point, as a loaner car. There's weird shit on the interior that I think is the dumbest thing ever, which is they have heat controls and volume controls that are underneath the screen that don't backlight at night. How do you even know what the fuck you're touching? You know what I mean? It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. So there's some choices like that. The Hyundai becomes the non-starter because I'm trying to move away
from problematic
from the car that keeps fucking me. And I don't want a situation where now I'm driving it instead of driving a fucking Cadillac that might break down on me.
Right.
I'm now driving a Hyundai that could. I mean, I'm reading on Reddit where people have their car. One guy drove it off the lot and the ICC popped. There's, oh yeah, mine did it at 5,000 miles, or mine did it. I've never seen it. And you're like, what the fuck, dude?
Right.
And so that scares the shit out of me. People aren't driving their car as far as they want to because they're afraid they're going to get out of town and it's going to leave them stranded.
Right.
That's a real fucking problem.
Right.
So
yeah, you're in a place where, especially given your crucible with the Cadillac,
it will be me. That's the thing.
You can't unsee knowing that there's a problem with the Ioniq 5, and then
as prevalent as it is,
anytime you got in that seat, there would be a splinter in your mind that, is it now?
Or God forbid my wife drive it to work and have it die.
Right. Now, that's not to say that any of those other things, the Mach-E or a Rivian or a Lucid or a fucking Cybertruck or a Model 3 might take a shit on you for any number of reasons.
Sure, but it's not this
but
bewildering,
right, that goes
large
to the machine
thing.
Shit.
Yeah.
Right.
So
anyone can.
And I'm not saying the Mach-E is perfect by any stretch.
Right.
It has its own problems.
Yeah.
They all fucking do. Nobody has a car that is like dead nut solid, really.
Right.
They all have issues. And I just feel like that is it's a very well built car.
Yeah.
I drove one. It's great. I like it a lot.
Ken Block hooned one before he died.
Yeah.
So, there's that.
So yeah, that was the car we were talking about. Was we were going to go to Fremont and look at this car.
What's in Fremont?
Mm-hmm. That's where Chandler got his thing, and they just happen to have the same dealer where Chandler got his Explorer.
Oh yeah.
They just happen to have the car that I like. So we've been talking about it over the last couple of days, and
was it like something you were going to be punching into doing?
Oh,
or
yeah.
you were just going to look at it? Were you going to use the Caddy as trade?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I would,
okay.
I would have to.
I didn't know
sell
if you were going
it
to do that Carvana later or something.
Well, it would be a situation where I'd be like, well, I can sell it for this much at CarMax. Can you do that? And if they can't, then I would fucking just be like, all right, well, I got to go sell it.
Oh, okay. And then I'll come back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I just got fucked though, because now I don't know what's wrong with my car because I haven't had a chance to look at the codes, and it's going to have to go back in the shop. So the car that I'm looking at, which is at a Ford dealer, which is what you want because you kind of want the certified pre-owned thing, may not be there. And
it was the X.
It was the GT Mach-E X.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
is that the one that has a little Borla sound profile?
Oh, I think it does have. Yeah, and it's got a Bang & Olufsen stereo in it and stuff. It's a nice car. I like the packaging of the Hyundai better, which I can't believe I'm saying, but I want
peace of mind.
I want peace of mind.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fucking hey.
So, it's not lost on me the fact that it's probably one of the worst charging cars out there because their charge curve is shit compared to everybody else. This is what I'm reading.
Yeah.
It's not lost on me. It 100% not lost on me, but
peace of mind, baby. That's worth a lot. Hey, man. You gotta let the dog out, walk the dog, It's Kettleman City, man.
Well, we go to Santa Nella now for Melly if we're gonna go to visit her in Monterey. It's a Santa Nella stop at there's a bunch of chargers there.
Yeah, get yourself a fucking account and just do the thing.
Yeah. So it's
well, listen,
yeah.
You have my approval. You should. I like those cars too. I've just not really deep dove. If there was like, go get one, or go get an EV.
It's a weird.
I couldn't do a Tesla.
The Tesla's not on the.
No.
My wife won't have anything to do with them.
Yeah.
Even if it's used.
Nope. Hard pass.
And I'd be more willing to look at a Tesla than my wife would be if it's used, kind of like have the feeling of, well, I'm not giving any money to Elon to buy a used thing.
Sure.
But my wife's just like, oh no. Yeah. Okay, well, the Tesla's out. That's fine.
Yeah.
So then you start to realize once you take Tesla out of the equation and these cars are way too expensive. The Rivians are expensive.
Yep.
Lucids. Yeah. What if that's funny?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you really start to, and like, I really still have a stigma over Hyundai Kia, even though I really like the Ioniq 5, and then they have this problem, so they're all out.
Yeah.
And we even sat in a Genesis GV60.
Okay.
And it was a little bit more expensive because it's like a luxury car.
Okay.
But it's a Hyundai, right?
Is it that form factor, just the luxury version?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's a more bubbly car, because like roundy.
Okay.
But then Chandler was like, oh, this car's sick. And it had some weird... The interior was gorgeous, but like some of the driver controls were strange. It has this thing that like rolls over when you turn the car on, and I don't know. It's very strange. It's fine when you realize that the Genesis dealer in Rockland closed.
Oh.
Then the closest one is in Daly City.
Oh, shit.
And the Hyundai dealers don't do any work on them.
Oh.
So then you're like, no, that's out.
Yeah. Well.
And then they're going to have an ICCU issue on top of that? Okay, no.
Well, listen, man. If you'd have just worked harder, you could just go get a Porsche Macan.
Oh, God.
Or Taycan? Yeah, the Taycan.
Yeah. No, I don't even care for those that much.
I got another fucking hot take. We'll wrap it up right here. You know, I can't stand, I fucking hate those 4 beady eyes little headlamps on the Porsches.
I don't like
I
them
think
either.
those are ugly as sin.
Yep.
No. If you've seen any of the newer Star Trek movies with Chris Pine as Kirk, Simon Pegg, who plays Scotty, the engineer, I just kind of do it. He has a little sidekick, an alien sidekick, with these white, beady little fucking eyes on stems. And every time I see these new Porsches with those little 4 light headlamps, it reminds me of those little eyes in that alien, who's cute, but those headlights are not.
They're terrible.
You should be fucking ashamed of yourselves for putting those on $75,000 fucking Porsches.
It's
They're ugly.
It's not like it, back in the day when the Halo BMW headlights came out and those looked fucking cool.
Oh, yeah, the angel eyes?
The angel eyes, yeah. These are not that at all.
Every time I see those, it's like,
ugly.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Those are...
It's a Porsche.
Like, why?
Yeah.
Nothing about that aesthetic.
I hate it too. I'm so
cannot
glad we're on
stand
the same.
Dude. Man, 1 bar. Or nothing. Or put anything but the 4 beady little eyes.
The 4 dots.
Dude.
Yeah.
So ugly.
Fuck that shit. Yeah, so, like I said, there's just not a lot of, in the price range I'm looking for, there's not a lot of real good options.
Yeah.
And I don't want to drive an ID Buzz.
No.
They're expensive.
No. That's the buses, right?
Yeah, they're like $80,000.
They're going to put 1 year on hiatus to see if they'll come back in 2027.
For the Buzz?
Yeah, for the Buzz.
Wow, because they're not selling.
Yeah.
Because they fucking are $80,000.
Yeah, for 20.
No one wants an $80,000 minivan. Who are they making some of these fucking cars for? Who are they making some of these cars for?
Dude.
What is going on in the auto industry?
I don't know, man.
And then on top of that, I hear shit like Toyota, of all people, where they have prescriptions now on Camrys in order to get
subscriptions.
Subscription. Sorry, did I say prescription? Yeah. They have subscriptions on Camrys. Like after a year of ownership, like shit turns off because now you don't have CarPlay anymore and you don't have this and that until you pay $25 a month for a subscription.
Oh no!
I'm like, on a fucking Camry? Are you kidding me?
Pull that dick out.
Dude.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
No.
No. We're in a
no,
God
man.
damn, dude. We're in this like fucking backwards world right now. It's
No,
so
they've
strange.
Netflixed my fucking car. No,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
Yeah. My daughter's at school and she just wants to use fucking Netflix, but she can't. What the hell are we doing?
Yeah.
Anyway. So,
Anyway,
yeah, that's, I get it.
Yeah. There you go. Welcome to Sad Dad's Club Podcast, episode 382. I'm the Lord Fu.
We're getting in right at the end, and I'm Jim.
You should wash your hands.
Should wash your ass.
Stay up to date with your shots.
Make the call if you need to.
Check your oil, Tony.
Oh, now we're all
It's over.
wear a helmet.
Pick up a broom.
I don't even know. Do the kindness.
Pay your taxes.
Oh, God.
Shit. We'll catch you next week.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye. Bye.